Welcome back to another episode of Who the Fuck. It's the show that aims to take a deep dive into some of the acts announced for Reading Leeds 2019. In today's video, we're looking at Zuzu. She's an alternative singer-songwriter, indie kind of person from Liverpool. If you've never heard of her before, hopefully this video will help answer the question, who the fuck is Zuzu? Zuzu Stranak, known simply to her fans as Zuzu, is from Liverpool in the United Kingdom. Another one. Is that 5 or 4? Wombats, Circa Waves, Night Cafe, Camel Fat, and now Zuzu. 5. I would describe her sound as indie pop, with a bit more swagger than your standard indie pop artist. But she's also been described as no-nonsense indie rock, which actually I think does describe her a little bit better. She mentions first discovering a taste for music after her brother got into guitar music. She wanted to follow in his footsteps, so she used to steal his Slipknot and Rise Against hoodies. She also mentions being a big fan of Mike Moggis. She's got that really great, loud sound that musically kind of reminds me of bands like Catfish and the Bottlemen. But also reminds me of the track Get Away by Yuck. One that I do use that reference quite a lot, but this has that kind of new wavy sound to it that I like. One of my favourite things about her though is that she doesn't try to hide her accent at all. There's a wonderful Scouse twang to her sound that I think works really, really well. Similar to Pip Blom, I would actually put her in a similar category as these kind of amazing female-led bands. People like Jade Bird and Sunflower Bean. Last year she would play shows with Blossoms, Peace, Tom Grennan and Courtney Barnett, and at the beginning of March she played for the BBC as part of a BBC introducing session. If you're ever looking to check out new music, I would highly recommend subscribing to their channel, as they do performances like this all the time and they're great. To date she's released 5 singles, including one Christmas single. Merry Christmas for next week. I feel so bad we hardly speak. And an EP entitled Made on Earth by Humans. She describes herself as being a bit of a sci-fi nut, having figurines that she still has in the boxes and refuses to take out. Part of her management team is Josh Dawkins, who manages Charlie XCX and Tom Grennan. Makes sense why she went on tour with him. Initially she signed to the indie record label Hand in Hive for her single Get Off. And I don't know where you get off, but when you're on around, yeah, you drive me crazy. And then followed that up with the single What You Want, which would feature the guitar and production efforts of Kuran Kabul. This is what we're supposed to be. Currently she's signed to Virgin, which she announced on social media in 2018. So one can only assume that an album is in the works. I'd be very shocked if we didn't have some new music out by August, especially as the last song that she released was a Christmas record. I'm just going to quickly read through her press release because I always love doing this, they're always ridiculous. Zuzu is the definition of a millennial artist. A visibly confident front person, songwriter, producer, director, actor and comic book illustrator, starring and orchestrating all her videos, recording a considerable amount of her music at her home studio in Liverpool, to collecting vintage guitars. Her boundary-pushing mentality feeds into the psyche of the city, which has long been imbued. The spirit of fierce independence, imbued, didn't know that was a word. Unwavering loyalty and creative genius. All of the same magic that defined the likes of the Lars, Echo and the Bunnymen, the Zootons, the Coral and Cast are visible in Zuzu's music, which to some degree are in depth into her surroundings, a city of jesters, jongleurs, troubadours, artists, poets and visionaries. Fuck, these press releases are so wanky. Her most popular song is the track What You Can't. Currently sat on 59,000 views. This is the first time playing Reading in Leeds. She's currently set to open the festival public stage on the Friday Sorry, opened the festival or public stage on the Friday at Reading and the Saturday at Leeds. Currently, her biggest clash for me is with Blocks, an artist that I saw at last year's festival and really struggled to connect with, but since then have really liked some of their released music. And I think my girlfriend might kill me if I don't check out Blocks. A WTF video for them is on the way. But I think there are still more bands to be announced, which would be great because I really don't want there to be a clash. I actually really like her sound. I think she's a really interesting artist, and it's exactly what Reading and Leeds need more of. So if there's a potential if there's a potential there won't be a clash, then I think I'm going to go with a 7 out of 10. What do you think? Have you heard of Zuzu before? Have you seen her perform? Will you be going to see her set at this year's festival? I'm really interested to see what you think about her. Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.